I had a great question come in from Marcus the other day, and he asked, how do I know when I should change my digital marketing strategy? And this is probably one of my favorite questions because it's something that we often speak about a lot with clients. And it's something that as business owners, if you're not changing your digital marketing strategy, depending on what I'm about to say, can actually be the difference between wasting a lot of money and spending it really wisely and getting a really good return. So obviously, a big part of digital marketing is the testing of that strategy or of that campaign to see how people respond or how your audience, your perfect audience responds, and then tweaking and optimizing that regularly to continually get better results. So often one of the things that you want to do is a technique called split testing. Now, split testing, and again, the aim here is to keep things really simple and without overcomplicating it, is when you effectively test a series of different images and copywriting on a campaign to see what generates the best response. The aim is there that you target your perfect audience, you get your geography right, you know exactly who your customer is and what interests them and what where they would frequent. So if you go back to one of my other videos, I talk about my profiling methodology, and I also write about my profiling methodology in the book, which talks about their demographic, psychographic, socioeconomic, and geographic. And that's how you effectively figure out who your perfect audience is. So assuming you've got that bit right, you then test the different images and the different pictures in different combinations to work out what gets the best response. So typically you start a campaign, so say on Facebook or on Google, and you would let the data do the talking over a period of time. So what we typically like to do is the first 2 to 4 weeks, so let's say the first month, is we're split testing our campaigns. So we go to market and we see what our audience starts to respond best to. Then what we do is we effectively cull the campaigns, the images or the copy that isn't getting the best response, and then we start doubling down and honing in on the creative or the image and the copy that is getting a better response. So then what we do, and so the next steps when we start escalating from there, is figuring out how we can optimize that to get a better value for the money that we're spending. So a great example is we have a client that we're running campaigns from, and without going into too much detail, the purpose of the campaign is to effectively drive phone calls to their business, to drive that preliminary interest and get people picking up the phone, calling this number, and we can track how many people actually call that unique number. So when we started our campaign almost 4 months ago now, it was costing on average about $8 for a person to call. Now, that might seem like a lot of money, but again, that number, let's call it a cost per lead or cost per phone call or cost per conversion in this case, that cost may seem high, but it has to be relevant to the business. And in this particular business, $8 for a phone call and the potential lifetime value if they convert that customer into a paying customer is phenomenal. However, over the months, optimizing the campaign, really honing in and perfecting what people are responding to and what they're not, culling out the stuff that they're not, and improving the stuff that they are, or amplifying the stuff that they are responding to, sure enough, we've been able to bring that cost per call, that cost per conversion, down to just over $2. So, if you look at that, that is a huge saving. They've reduced their cost per acquisition or cost per conversion significantly, whilst being able to then invest more money in amplifying that. So by bringing that cost per conversion down, it allows you to invest that same amount of money into reaching and ultimately getting more people to call. So I hope that answers the question about when you should change your digital marketing strategy. You need to be really familiar with the numbers, understand what that's telling you, and then make strategic decisions. And if you're doing it yourself, you should have a fair understanding of what the number's telling you and whether it's good or not. And if you're engaging a digital marketing agency, they should be on a monthly basis making those strategic recommendations to you and saying, hey, look, this is working really well, but this is what I think we need to do. And this is how we've optimized, and this is what we're going to do to ensure we're going to drive the most value month on month on month for your campaigns. I hope that helps, and until next time, I look forward to speaking with you soon. Do you have a burning marketing, digital or social media question that you'd like to ask? Well, I'd love to answer it for you. So please feel free to flick it through in a private message, put it in the comments, send me an email, go to my website, put in an inquiry form. However you want to ask me the question, please flick it over to me. Shoot me a video. I've had people send me video questions in, which I love. I would love to answer them for you, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.